5 Linux distributions that are great for older PCs or laptops, or lower-end hardware. Number 1. Linux Lite. Known for the ease of use, great revival of older and less powerful hardware, and being a great distribution for those migrating from Windows to Linux are all reasons why this is my top recommendation as to being the best Linux distribution for older PCs or laptops, or for less powerful PCs like system-on-a-chip type computers, or netbooks. Linux Lite will make that thing run like super fast, not because this has anything to do with the hardware however, but rather, the fact that Linux uses far less resources, both on idle and under load, than a Windows operating system such as Windows 10 or Windows 11. They are well known for being sluggish on less powerful hardware, which is why it is much better in my opinion to repurpose the old PC or laptop you may have, and install a lightweight Linux distribution onto it, and chances are, if you have a PC from 2006 or later, it should be able to run Linux Lite, no problemo. Number 2. Linux Mint, XFCE Edition. The third and last edition of a very popular beginner-friendly distro, aimed at reviving older hardware. Linux Mint XFCE is the lightest of all editions of Mint available. It uses the least amount of resources whilst boasting an aesthetically pleasing desktop interface, that combined with the fact that Mint is one of the most popular distros, and there is a massive community amongst the Mint team and the people who use it, so if you're a Windows user who wants to switch to Linux, or if you're someone who has an old PC running Windows 7 or older, then perhaps putting Linux Mint XFCE on will give it some new life again. Number 3. PeppermintOS. A rather tasty option for the sweet tooth people. This peppermint-flavored Linux distribution is also very good at reviving older hardware. It too runs the XFCE desktop environment, which is very lightweight and uses very little resources, thus giving you a potential to repurpose an old PC or laptop. Even something as old as 15 years old could run Peppermint, albeit it won't be very capable of gaming or intensive tasks. Only the most basic of tasks can be accomplished on such outdated or low-powered hardware, due to the fact that software keeps on needing more and more processing power, combined with graphics power. If we are talking about rendering or gaming, then of course a 15-year-old PC cannot do that. However, this is not what the majority of people use their PCs for. Most people browse the web, check emails, look at social media, watch YouTube and listen to music, and so on and so forth. So for the average person who might not have the latest and greatest hardware, he or she could repurpose an old PC with PeppermintOS and have a very functional computer that is somewhat usable for basic to intermediate tasks. Number 4. Sparky Linux. Yet another lightweight Linux distro. Sparky is also great at reviving less powerful or older PCs or laptops. Sparky also uses XFCE as its desktop environment, which means it will make an old PC feel like new. Despite the old or underpowered hardware, even a 17-year-old PC or laptop could potentially benefit from Sparky Linux. We're going a long way back when I say 17 years, circa 2006, so that gives you an idea of how outdated the hardware is by today's standards, thus giving a point to run Linux on such old hardware. It's much better than running unsupported versions of Windows, or running a Windows system that can barely run on 2 to 4 gigabytes of RAM. Sparky Linux will run with no issues whatsoever on such little memory. Finally, in at number 5, we have Lubuntu, a lightweight version of a well-known beginner-friendly distribution, which also aims at reviving older hardware and making it usable again. Lubuntu boasts a very nice-looking interface, although this time, we are seeing LXQT rather than the XFCE environment. However, LXQT is also quite light and is perfect for ancient hardware, circa 2006. So if you have a PC or laptop that you feel like is too slow or useless running Windows 10, then maybe give this Linux distribution a try. You can even run it live off of a USB or DVD before you decide to install that. This applies to pretty much any Linux distro out there, and Lubuntu could make that old PC or laptop really great for basic tasks such as browsing the web, consuming media, etc. So what's stopping you from putting Linux on older or less powerful hardware and repurposing it? I highly encourage anyone out there to try one of the distributions mentioned in this video on really old hardware, or less powerful hardware, and see if your PC or laptop has a boost in performance and usability. But do not feel like you are forced to do this. I am just suggesting something that a lot of my viewers would probably like. Given how much we love Linux here on the TechnoWizard YouTube channel, I also kind of promote it in a way, but at the same time, I have absolutely no affiliation with the people who develop any Linux distribution. I am just someone who loves Linux and takes a deep look at many different distributions, mainly so that people who want to switch to Linux have some idea of what exists in the world of Linux. So I guess you could say I review them rather than promote them, although the encouragement of supporting free and open source software is greatly encouraged on this channel, as we love the free and open source software out there. There is so much great stuff that switching to Linux is not all that hard, given you take the time necessary to learn about it, migrate to it, adjust to using FOSS applications and programs, etc. However, as I always say, Linux is not for everyone. It is only for those who don't care about their time, or simply have too much time on their hands, and about the only people who will want to use it are geeks, nerds, enthusiasts, and hobbyists. And I can tell you now that I am a tech enthusiast, but also a wizard, so that's why I love recommending free stuff for anyone and everyone out there. Alrighty, that's it for this video folks. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.